Hello, Paul Pluta on the Paul Pluta channel. Today I'm doing paid reviews. Remember, like, subscribe, and tell your friends about my channel. Remember, man cannot live on Google Ads alone. So remember, get a paid review. Get some phone advice. Sponsor me on Patreon, because man cannot live on Google Ads alone. Now, let's jump straight in, and let's do this review. This is on flipping Omega to buy Rolex. Woo-hoo-hoo! Flipping Omega to buy Rolex? What do I think? Good question. Hey Arch, I'm a big fan of the channel and love your no bullshit approach to watches and shitters. I also love the other content including travel, MG Toe, LV and pens, etc. I would like your advice on flipping. I currently own an Omega Seamaster 300 meter dive coaxial and an Omega Seamaster Planet Ocean XL 45mm. I purchased the Seamaster new, I think he's talking about the first one, in 2007 and the Planet Ocean new in 2009. I wasn't aware of the used watch market until I watched your channel, which I thank you for, but I now realize that the Omegas do not hold their value on the secondary market. My goal is to sell both these pieces and put my money into Rolex. I'm looking at a used Rolex Sea Dweller or a used Rolex Submariner no date. I recently turned 30 and I feel that I should be taking these things more seriously and roll with one piece for the time being before adding more along the road, e.g. a man on the moon, Explorer 2, etc. I believe that although my current pieces are both divers, I think it would be better to flip them both for the diver, if you get what I mean, for that diver. Any advice and thoughts are welcome here, mate. Sending you, he sent me $10, but I'm turning it into a video because it's a really good question. All the best from Tom in Rainsweep, England. Cheers. Now, what happens is, Tom, sometimes someone sends me a question. Now, I've kind of answered your reply, but the answer is, if you ask a very good question, sometimes I'll give you a free upgrade boost. Free upgrade boost. I'm turning this into a video. So what do I think? He's got an Omega Seamaster 300 meter diver coaxial and an Omega Seamaster Planet Ocean XL 45mm. Now, I gotta tell you, what do I think? What do I think? I tell you what I think. Would I have bought them? No! No, 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 no! However, stop! However, since you have bought these pieces already, I would be very reluctant to get out. Unless you make a complete balls up mistake, I would be reluctant to get out. Now, let's be completely honest here, Tom. Buying Omega is not the biggest mistake you can make, okay? Omega Steel Sports Watch, that's not too bad, okay? It's not too bad. The problem is, at the moment, is that the watch market is really, really shit, okay? It is really shit. China's gone bad, okay? China's gone bad. We got the Trumpster in at the White House. He's kind of, I'm not sure if he's lived up to what we wanted. You know, we've got a bit of world uncertainty. The economies aren't going great. England is in Brexit. You know what I mean? It's all a bit of a disaster. Now, if I were you, what would I do? My advice to you, and this is what I said to you. I said, Tom, I think you have already had the depreciation. So my advice would be to keep them. Why sell them? If you've already suffered the depreciation, enjoy it. Enjoy it and love them. I personally, my own view is, I would be very reluctant to sell these and then buy a Rolex. I would sort of say to you, look, man, maybe sell one, maybe sell one. I mean, these are still pretty cool watches. Omega Steel Sports Dive Watch. Hey, that's not the end of the world there. Pick the one you like best and possibly flick one, but I really, really would be reluctant to, when you bought things, then you flip. I mean, if you were buying new, I wouldn't tell you to buy those. Okay, fair enough. I wouldn't say that. I'd tell you to buy an Omega Speedmaster Man on the Moon. Man on the Moon. That's what I would have said. Or an Explorer 2 or a Submariner dive watch. That's what I would have said. Steel Sports Rolex. Steel Sports Rolex. However, stop. You've already done it. You've bought it. Stop. Now, I would say those are two pretty decent watches. They're not crap, okay? I'm not just blowing smoke up your ass. Well, I'm definitely not blowing smoke up your ass. You only sent me 10 lousy US dollars. I'm not going to blow smoke up your ass for 10 bucks, that's for sure. It's got to be at least 30 bucks, 40 bucks before I blow smoke up someone's asshole. So, my advice to you would be, hey, keep those and add to the collection. I reckon a 3-piece Omega collection could be really, really cool. Maybe if we added an Omega Speedmaster Man on the Moon. Joma Shop in England, no, Joma Shop in the US is selling them for $33.50 US. Grey market dealers, that's the way to go. Grey market all the way, sunshine. So I reckon that'd make a really nice trio of Omegas. Now, it depends what you're sort of doing. I don't really think flipping is the way to go. Unless you really can't afford to buy a watch on your own. I would try and... Normal person, if they flip, they're going to lose money. Dealers are bastards. eBay's a minefield. You've got to be careful. You've got to do your homework, find out about it. Take a look on Chrono24 to see. Now, Chrono24 is second-hand retail. That's what the second-hand dealers are selling these for. And you'd probably price it, you know, look at the lower end there. That gives you an idea. And ignore the Russian sellers. Anything the Russians, you can't trust the Russian as far as... You just can't trust the Russians. So ignore the Russian and Italian dealers. They are just don't... Oh, Greek dealers. You know, it's got to be a mainstream country, guys. I would be hesitant to sell them and buy Rolex. I mean, if you've already bought them, Omega's not terminal. I mean, there are certain watches you buy new, there's certain watches you buy second hand. For example, the Breguet, the Bregster. I love my Bregster, my Breguet. You wouldn't want to buy that new. It's $13,000 Aussie, 10,000 US, and they're about four to five second hand. They boop. Very, very nasty. I would seriously say to you, why don't you try and expand your collection by saying, okay, you've got a nice diver, get an Omega Speedmaster chronograph. That's a great watch. Get an Explorer 2 as a GMT function. Then you've got two divers, a chrono, and a GMT function watch. I would be very reluctant to say sell at a big loss and buy Rolex at a premium. That's kind of dumb. I mean, I don't think these Omegas you've got will really... I don't think they'll continue. At the moment, Omega is really low, okay, because there's a lot of grey market activity going on. Grey market dealers are flooding the place. The watch industry, as I said, is really, really tough. Unless it's Rolex, every other brand is really tough. I had a good friend of mine who's got a Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso, really cool Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso. And he came to me. I'll tell you what he said to me. This guy's got a Magic collection. He's looking at buying a Lange, and he wanted to cash out of his Reverso. I think it's a Reverso triple date. They offered him 4,000 US for it. I mean, that's just criminal. Someone offered him 5 for it. He paid 7. I said, "Ooh, don't do it, man. If you're offered peanuts, just don't go there." The Reverso he's got is a beautiful watch, absolutely beautiful. He'd have to be crazy. He paid 7. Okay, 7,000 US for it. It was sort of newish, you know, almost new. And I think, you know, this is the whole thing. It's not a time to be selling when the market's crap. So I would say this is all psychology in your head. You think Rolex is better. Rolex is good, yes, but Omegas aren't crap. They're not garbage. They're not garbage. So I would really say add slowly to them. I'd be reluctant to cash out at a low price and buy Rolex at a premium. I think that's dumb. That's not the way to do it. So I think you bought those Steel Sports Omega. That's Steel Sports Dive Omega. That's not terrible. They're not awful watches. They're quite good pieces you bought there. So no, I wouldn't do it. I think maybe buy an Explorer 2. That'd be a cool thing to do. Sell one if you really, really have to. But I mean, if you need to sell them to buy the next piece, that's a serious way to lose money. That's not what I'd be doing. You bought these new, you're enjoying them. I think you're just a bit bored. So there you go. That is my advice. Archie Luxury spoken. Will you listen? I don't know. You tell me whether you listen. So there we go, guys. Tell me what you think. So I'd say no. Hang on to them. And just add another Rolex and the third piece down the track. Yes. But to actually sell, you've already had the depreciation. Why? Get out there. So that's my view. Archie Luxury spoken. Tell me what you guys think. I'm interested to hear. What do you think? Do you think I'm out of my mind? Have I given him a bum steer? What do you think? Tell me in the comments below. Archie Luxury, Paul Pluta channel. Remember, like, subscribe, tell your friends. And remember, man cannot live on Google Ads alone. I depend on paid reviews to keep my mojo happening. Tell me what you guys think of that.